Hello. I'm gonna like hop over here and just make sure that I'm like, in the right space with the right people, not weirding somebody out that doesn't understand. Okay, yeah, I am. Like, what's this crazy lady talking about? I like hopped on like right at 3:30. Hold on. Wanted to make sure that I had my phone set to like private mode so that I don't get distracted or a phone call or something weird. So, hello everybody. Excuse me while I drink some water. I wasn't joking, by the way, when I said make sure my jug is full. Oh, man. All right. So, if you even read what I said in the description of the video, I'm not going to do walkthroughs of applications today. Like, it's just not happening. I literally have a list of apps that I use for my business. I'm going to talk about them, but not do walkthroughs. I'm going to give you some digital system advice, talk about what I use these apps for. I literally have created something I will share when I get done. So you do not need to write down the names of all these apps and what they do. I have that coming. It'll be in a separate post. So, hi Amanda. So that'll be in a separate post. So you don't have to sit and like furiously write down every app name and what it does. Just breathe. It's Friday. We're not trying to stress out here. Okay. So you don't have to do that. I did that work for you. So you'll be able to literally go to its own post after I do this live and be able to access that information. And some of them I had like links to share that get you extra credits and things like that. So I included those in the post I will share after this live. So cool. All right. So hi, I'm Dawn. If you don't know me, I'm Dawn. I'm Dawn O'Brien on Facebook. Some places I'm still Dawn Schaefer. I just got married in the fall and I have not legally changed my name. So like there are definitely places where I'm still my maiden name, and most people just know me as Dawn Gets Waxy. So hi, hello. I mess with my hair a lot. It was like a flat hair day and I'm like trying to make it like show up for y'all. So today we are going to talk about digital systems and how they can simplify your business. And so I want to preface this with a couple of things. One, Spice Dawn, hi, I love you. Okay, sorry. I should not allow chat to be in my face because I'm gonna be distracted by it as I see friends' names. I'm like, yee! So anyways, first of all, I'm gonna preface this with digital systems. Some people are pen and paper people. Some people are digital people. There is no wrong way to work your business as long as you're following the rules. You can pick pen and paper. You can pick digital. You can do a mix of both, okay? Like, there is no wrong way. Whatever works for you is the right way. Oh, my cat showed up. As he does every time I go live. So, whatever works for you is the right way to do it. I don't care what someone says on a group, what I say on a live, what XYZ puts into the universe. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If it does work for you, but doesn't work for them, awesome. We are all different people. So, do the mix of digital, pen and paper, apps, no apps that work for you. So everything I share today is things that work for me. And so it's not that they won't work for you, but don't be upset or frustrated if they don't. It's okay. If something doesn't work for you, switch it up. Maybe it's just the way you're using that thing. Maybe it's just that thing doesn't work for the way that you work your business. It's okay to switch things up. There is no failing except for not trying, right? If you don't try, nothing ever happens. So the worst thing that can happen is that you try and it doesn't work and you figure out a system, but you know now confidently that right now that system does not work for your business, and that is okay. So I'm just going to put that out there because I feel like the comparison game is strong as we have headed back into Scentsy normal times. People are feeling really, really overwhelmed and not sure where to go, and having systems in place, very, very important. No matter what those systems are, you need systems in place for your business, and you need them to work for your business, and you need to work them consistently. Digital, pen and paper, otherwise. I am not a pen and paper person. Hence why I'm speaking on digital systems. I'm not a pen and paper person. I work from home now. I'm full-time Scentsy and part-time real estate. So this room is my life for most of the day and week. But when I do leave my house, which is often, and my schedule is sometimes weird, because I have the luxury of having a weird schedule if I want to, I'm not carrying a binder around. I'm not carrying a planner around. I'm like, it's just not happening. And so I literally went to go pick up my phone right now. I'm talking to you on it, so that won't work. But I literally always have my phone with me. So digital systems work awesome because literally no matter where I am, what I'm doing, I can still work part of my business, almost all my business, because I always have my phone on me and all of my stuff is digital. And then I never will be like, where's that scrap of paper that I wrote on randomly in my purse, and it's mixed in with your 500 receipts that you're never going to actually file, and suddenly you don't have that contact information or that order or that credit card number. Oh my God, please don't lose people's credit card numbers. But I know the life of trying to figure out pen and paper. So that's why I'm here talking about digital systems. That's why we're trusting Dawn about digital systems. The other thing is, when you pick up a new system, it is so easy, whether it's picking up Scentsy as an like starting your business, starting to work out, starting to eat better, starting to decide you want to read every day, starting anything. It is so easy to be like, I didn't see results and it's been 5 seconds, and clearly that means it doesn't work for me. And then you move on. Give things, one, don't do everything at once. Pick a couple at a time to incorporate, but then give them 60 to 90 days. Give them the time to be consistent, show up with them, and make them habits in your business. Okay. So give them some love and affection for a while before you throw it by the wayside and say it doesn't work. Cause like, as someone who, I'm just going to relate it to like physical fitness, as someone who has been like taking progress photos of my like fitness journey for the past few months as I've changed things up, like I don't see it when I look in the mirror, but when I look at my photos that I took in the middle of May to the photos I took in the middle of July, big difference. But if I had not taken those photos and not been consistent and told myself after a week of changing up my routine that nothing was working and given up on it, then I wouldn't be where I am today. Okay. So like, let the habit build, let the consistency build, no matter what it is. Don't do everything at once. Don't open up every app at once. Don't overwhelm yourself with bullshit. Like, implement things a little bit at a time. And as those things become habits, you can add in more. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, and you don't want to quit too soon. So, and then mostly, I'm big on, this is going to be a lot of apps that I seem to go over. But, I just remembered something. This is why I have to write things down. If I didn't, I would just be rambling to you. Is keep it simple. Keep it simple. KISS. I was going to say keep it simple, stupid, but nobody's stupid. We're just all different. So just keep it simple. Like, it's going to seem like a lot of apps, but if doing this many apps in your life and digital things in your life make your life easier, bless it, right? So like, whatever it is, keep it simple. Before this became my full-time gig, I had a lot of things that I did. I had multiple jobs on top of Scentsy. And so I had to keep my business simple and I had to be digital, because sometimes working my business back then, a lot of times working my business was on lunch breaks, sitting in my car, sitting on the toilet on a pee break. Like, we all know, we've all been there, right? So like, like if this is not your primary job, like, being mobile means you can literally work your business in those like 10-minute increments, 30-minute increments throughout your day. And that is why I think digital systems are so good for people who are busy or have like multiple things going on. So that's just my like little like motivational moment for you. And so I'm now going to talk about the digital systems that I use. Again, I'm not walking through them with you. There are YouTube videos. Most of these have amazing videos themselves as apps to show you how they work. So I'm not going to like walk through all of like, let's open this app and go through it together. We're not going to do that. And again, I'm just going to tell you what they do. And so like, make note if you're like, oh yeah, I would love a system for that thing. Make a note of that one name. Okay. You don't need to do all of them at once. And once again, I will put a post up after I end this live that is literally all of the apps, what they do, and links to them if I have like special links that get you things. Cool. Cool. All right. So let's see, where do I want to start? Okay, let's start with easy ones. One, you guys are already on Facebook. You're watching me live on Facebook. Okay. So one, you're already on Facebook. I'm going to check these off because I did not write them in an order I wanted to talk about. So you're already on Facebook. Facebook, I hate it. I'm going to be really, really freaking honest. I think Facebook's a pain in the butt. It was great in college. Now I hate it. Eventually I'm going to figure out how to completely get off of Facebook because for whatever reason, it drives me nuts. No reason. I have it completely curated so my feed is happy and it's my friends and my customers and it's great. But I still hate it. So just real talk, I hate Facebook. But the live feature, very nice. The ability to do a group like this and have a bunch of people training, really awesome. My team page is on Facebook and most people are on Facebook, and that's great. Facebook does work for my business right now. And so yes, it is a tool that I use, but here's how I use it. And this is why I even bring it up. Aside from the fact that my team page is on there and there's training groups like this, my big tool for Facebook is to connect with my customers. And I say that as in so many times we do social media, and I was going to say Instagram next, but Instagram, I've got some things to add, but Instagram's kind of the same in this regard, is that we use it as a distraction to like scroll and scroll and scroll. And we hit a heart every now and then, and we just keep scrolling. And all of a sudden an hour or two have passed and we've really done nothing productive. To me, Facebook and Instagram in this sense that I'm about to explain are a tool to connect with your customers and your team. Make sure you are friends with all those people that are on there and active. And when you're scrolling, be intentional. Don't just like semi-read what they wrote and hit the heart button and move on. Comment on things, interact with them. Facebook, Instagram, social media. They're social media. That means you got to be social. I know we hate people anymore. Me too. But like, you have to be social on social media for your algorithms to work, for your things to get seen. You have to interact with people. You cannot post and expect nothing to happen, or expect things to happen if you're doing nothing in return. And so for me, Facebook is a connection tool. It's a relationship building tool. It's a way for me to find information then about them, that when I go to text them, I can make a personal connection. Hey, I saw Jimmy had a soccer game the other night. Did they end up winning? Like, it's a connection tool. Does that make sense? It's a relationship building tool for me. So I mention it because so many people are on it. So to me, it is a tool, even though I hate it, because it's a way to connect with other humans. And Scentsy is a relationship business. So if you're not building relationships with people and you're expecting them to just be a dollar sign and stick around, you're missing the point of the whole industry that we are in. Instagram, same kind of thing. Don't just scroll and double tap. Interact. Social media for the same reasons. If you're on Instagram, same reasons, right? The other thing I would say about Instagram that I love as a digital tool, I have done I did photography professionally for a long time. And so obviously the app that has the photos on it is my favorite. I can scroll and look at photos. Awesome. But my favorite thing about that app is that, it gives me a place to share like tidbits about me, in like a very personal way. I love Instagram stories. I love doing polls and doing interactive things and ways to like engage the people that I am following or that are following me, and sharing my very real self in life. It's a highlight reel for a lot of things and a lot of people. And I'm not saying mine probably isn't a lot of highlight reel, but I do all sorts of talking on there, about all sorts of things. So I love the personalization. It is a big one for me. It's my favorite social media personally. But again, it's a tool where I'm really able to connect with my people on a very personal level and build the relationship. So Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media in that regard that you do, it's a relationship building tool. And that's the only reason I bring them up, because most people are going to be like, why are you talking about those as digital tools? They're very important because everybody's on some sort of social media, and they may not be on all of them. You don't have to be on all of them, but when you are on them, be social, because you need to build the relationships, because they as a general, people out there, they can buy Scentsy from 250,000 consultants. On social media, Scentsy products are not the product. You're the product. Why are they picking you over the other 249,999 consultants? You're the product on social media. Build the relationship with them and you'll have them forever. And that's my social media spiel in the middle of my digital systems spiel. So that's that. Let's get into like more things. So ones that I do because I'm very engaged. You do not have to do any sort of editing or anything like that with photos. Literally no one cares. Show up as yourself. If it's not your shit, don't do it, right? I already said that. So like, I love the Lightroom app. I love the ability to like fine tune photos. You can go on to all sorts of places, Etsy, Google it, whatever, and get all sorts of filter things for Lightroom that will adjust photos for you and make them really pretty. And so if that's your jam, one of those tools I love for photos is Lightroom. You can also just fine tune it yourself without getting any, what is the word I want? Filter's the wrong word. Somebody will write it in the comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you use that. But you can buy sets. I'm just going to do this. I know exactly. Presets. See, it was going to come to my head as soon as I started typing. Presets. You can buy all sorts of presets that automatically switch all the brightness and contrast and blah, 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 and plug those into Lightroom, or it just lets you fine tune things. But I love Lightroom for adjusting photos before I post them onto social media. So Lightroom, a great digital system for photo editing, if that is your thing. The other one I would say for posting things is I love Canva. I used to be, what's it called now? GoDaddy Studios or something super dumb. It used to be called Over. It was great. I feel like Over has not evolved in the way that I wish it would. And so I have turned very pro Canva, and Canva has evolved a ton. I used to hate Canva. I used to be very anti-Canva. You will see when I post all these apps later, after this is done, that I have become very pro Canva, because I'm going to share with you a Canva website with all of this information on it. So I love Canva. Super duper easy to use. super user friendly. You can send templates of things to your team. So that makes things easy too. Like if you're a leader and you have team who wants to like make postcards or have things, like being able to share a template with them and they can customize it to themselves, like it makes me like all warm and fuzzy that like somebody is using something that I spent time on and I love. And so I'm a sharer in that regard. Some people are freaking weirdos about their branding and their bullshit. So like, I'm not that person. Like, I'll give you my template. I don't care. Change it up to your colors. I don't care. Pretend the things I love are the things you love. I don't care. But like, I love the ease of Canva, and it plugs into so many places and there's so much on it. And it's just a very, very, very good app. I don't do flyers in the sense of like social media flyers. Algorithms hate them. It's salesy. It's yucky. Blech. You guys are gonna be like, I hate this girl. She's telling me all the things that I do are wrong. So I hate flyers. I hate them when I see them in my feed. I don't share them on social media. But flyers are great for snail mail. They're great to text people. They're great to like put information out in a one-on-one situation. Because they get a lot of information in a small spot, right? But trust. I know, even you flyer sharer, I know you who shares all the flyers. I know when you see a flyer in your feed, you scroll right the fuck right past it. So I know that you hate the flyer because I know you scroll past it and don't read anything on it. So if you scroll past it, imagine what all your people are doing. You're not sharing much. Share the real you, the real photos, the real life shit, and leave the flyers to one-on-one communication. Cool? So Canva, great for flyers, great for things that you're one-on-one communicating, great for mail. Canva makes things beautiful. And I love it for creation, and I love the way it can share to everybody without them messing with your design. Okay, so Canva. Another one, see which way do I want to go? I'm going to talk about Visly, scheduling. So scheduling. When you create things, when you edit those photos and you want to make sure they get posted, like I said, I used to be super duper busy. This was not my only job. And to get things to work on social media, I often scheduled things. Visly, there are a couple out there, like Scentsy was out there, was really good. I used that back in the day, but I ended up liking Visly. Again, the reason I like Visly more is because I can share templates. So I can make things, share them with my team. They can utilize them too. I love things that are multi-purpose. That makes them simpler, right? If I can multi-purpose things and share things with other people, that's the blessing of some things. That's why I love Canva as a graphic app. That's why I like Visly as a scheduling app. But I love that I can like multi-purpose. It's not just for me. I can share it with other people. My time feels not wasted. More bang for my buck as far as my time goes, and my time is money, right? So Visly, love it for scheduling. I'm going to go back to the social media comments earlier about social media being a relationship building tool and a social tool. If you're scheduling to social media, you still need to show up on social media and be social. Scheduling's great, but then when you're at home at 10 o'clock, yes, obviously at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., I used to work food service. When you're personally in weird hours, it's easy. You can still go through social media and scroll and like things and comment on things and be social and encourage those algorithms for yourself. But the scheduling's already done. So the posting's already happened. You don't have to worry about what are you going to post and it being missed because it's 11 o'clock at night and you have a weird schedule, but you still have to go and be social. So, but Visly is also a really good time saver, not only for that, but for like online parties and other things where trainings for teams, stuff like that, where you want stuff to go up consistently and then you're going back and interacting anyways, but it'll save that template. You can reuse it. I have like things that go up that are like Fun Fridays and Motivational Mondays and things on some groups that like those things go up and I schedule them for a whole year, and I can reschedule that year all over again and just use the same things, because nobody remembers yesterday, let alone 52 weeks ago. So I promise it'll be okay if you use the same content. So being able to do those kinds of things, big time saver after the first time that you make it. So that's a digital system I love, because I love time saving. And then another one that's good for social media is a lot of people use Linktree. I like Milkshake. If you've never heard of Milkshake, hello, I'm introducing you to Milkshake. Milkshake is very similar. It's a link in bio system, but you can have multiple pages in the free edition. You can have multiple pages. You can set in photos, links, all sorts of things, and it looks like a mini website instead of just a bunch of links. It's really pretty. There's one in my Instagram if you want to go look. But I love Milkshake. So that's a really good tool. Link in bio is awesome, because then you can specifically call out things. You can call out Scentsy Club. You could call out your full website. You can call out your join page. You could make a page in Milkshake that's just products that you currently love. I have one of those. So you can do a little bio page if you want. So it has multiple pages so people can go, still get all the links, but see even more, which I love that. And it's literally like a drag and drop system, so it's really easy. It's not like, oh, I have to go create a website, but it's just a little mobile website. It's really, really nice. And then this is one I'm like still like trying to get on board with, but I'm going to share it because I know it's good, and I finally have started using it, and I like think that I maybe like it. But Project Broadcast, I've said already that this is a relationship building business, and I'm all about like connecting with people, and I hate mass text messages. I hate them. Like when I get somebody's like Project Broadcast thing, I just ignore it. I can tell when it's a mass text, and it drives me nuts, and I feel like $, or a penny in a bucket of 5,000 pennies. Like it doesn't feel great to me. And so I struggle, but I'm using it a little bit differently. My VIP group on Facebook, I hate. It stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. I hate it so much. I want it to go away, and I never want to have to look at it again. So I'm doing just that. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. So my VIP group I'm getting rid of. So I jumped on the Project Broadcast system as a way to still engage my VIPs. I straight up told them what was going on. I'm going to create a literal newsletter for them, and every week on like Friday or Saturday, they are going to get a text message with the weekly news, because we get updates on Thursday. Things typically roll out on Monday. So Friday or Saturday, I can get it updated and send them a text with the Smell Good weekly news from Dawn Gets Waxy. And so I literally like, it's overkill, I'm sure, but for me it was fast. But they're getting it in like a newsletter format via text. So they know that it is sort of a mass text, but it's also that it's a newsletter, because people check text messages more than they check email. And I could have done email, and I will do some email because I feel like there are people who will read email first or over a text, whatever. And like there's people who opted out, hit stop. I told them it's fine. Put stop, and they'll read the email and they don't care about the text. But then I'm communicating, and I can one-on-one communicate from there. So that's how I'm using Project Broadcast, because the mass text idea, I just hate it. Like when I get things that are like, hey friend, I'm sorry, somebody's going to really hate me after this. Hey friend, blah, 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 blah. And this is releasing, and this is releasing, and go to my website, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you sent this to me and 500 other people, and you're just hoping that one of us clicks through. And when I need something, like, it's a good reminder, I guess, that you're still selling, but like, I, again, am not that special to you. And so I just Somebody's going to really hate me for saying that, but that's just how I feel about mass texting. Feel the same way about a lot of things like that. This is a relationship business, okay? Okay, that's my vomit about Project Broadcast. That's how I'm using it. Digital tool. So if you hate VIP groups, but you want to engage in some sort of way with your customers in that regard, make a little digital newsletter and send it to them. Like I literally made a digital version. It will send as a link and it will say, here's your weekly newsletter. All right. So that's how I'm using Project Broadcast and getting rid of my VIP group. I'm trying to like fit all these in. Okay. It's been half an hour. Okay. We're close. We're close, guys. I told you I had a bunch. Along with, the fact that Amy's going away. I was Amy Queen. If you didn't know that, I was full on 10 million% bought into Amy. I was on the group that tested it before it launched. I was obsessed. I might have cried when they said it was going away. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to figure it out. I'm sure Scentsy's on top of figuring something out for us. But in the meantime, we still need to do follow-up. And so I took one of my favorite tools, Trello, which I've used for a long time. I love Trello. It's literally like virtual cork boards, boards. It's a boards thing. So it has boards and lists and cards. And so it's boards and lists and cards. That's the way it trickles down. But I use it for tracking PRV, TWV, GWV, and active frontline. Because those of you who don't track that stuff, one, start doing it. But two, the reason we don't is because we're not near a pen and paper to write it down. Well, guess what? Make a board for it and plug it into your board every day and you won't have to worry about it. You can do it anywhere. So I use it for that. I use it to organize trainings, to keep track of like what's going on my YouTube channel, to keep track of coaching conversations with my team. So I've used it for a lot of things for a very long time. When I did scent crates, I kept track of each scent crate and what was in each scent crate, like what I put into it. So like there's lots and lots of ways to use Trello, but I've made a digital follow-up system using Trello. I've already talked about that. If you want to see my system for that, it's on my YouTube channel. That will be linked on the thing I share after this. You can, and I made a template for it, so you guys can literally take the template and customize it to your jam. But Trello, lots and lots of things. It now includes follow-up. The app I then use with Trello for follow-up, and I use it for a lot of other things too, is one called Boards. Like, not that you're bored, but Boards, Boards. And Boards is like templates. You can save photos, you can save links, you can save text, and you can do all sorts of templates. So sort of how the templates worked in Amy, where you would write in whatever you wanted, and then when you went to text somebody, it would just copy and paste that thing. Boards it's a bunch of templates, but it becomes part of your keyboard, and then you can go and select whatever template that you are sending. So if it's a thank you note, you just go select your thank you one, it'll pop it into your text message to send. So it works the same way as Amy templates, but you can obviously add even more to it. But Boards is really, really good. If you are a person who uses hashtags, you can save those as a thing in Boards. Any links that you like send really regularly, like you can put all sorts of things in Boards, and literally it's built into your phone keyboard and copy and paste. So, not even copy and paste, tap and paste. You literally tap the board thing and paste. The other ones are pretty simple. I hate our email system on Workstation. I hate it. I know everyone is on board with that. It's the worst. It's like Windows 1989. And it's horrible to use. And so I have downloaded all of my contacts and organize them, and that does take time up front. Sometimes when you make a system, it takes time up front, but now it's really easy. So I have them all downloaded. Now I can just add a new customer to it when I get one. I don't have to worry about continually re-downloading it. Super duper easy. So I have an Excel spreadsheet with all my customers. I keep, like, every file for my business, here's another app, on Google Drive, and use Google Docs and Google Drive because you can access them from anywhere. So I literally keep like everything document wise on Google Drive and Google Docs. And then I am able to use Google Drives and Google Docs, and I actually use my Gmail. I have a Gmail that's for my business, and I use an app. Well, it's not even an app. It's a plugin for Google Docs and Gmail that connects them. It's called YAMM, YAMM, Yet Another Mail Merge. So I can make the email beautiful and I am making a step-by-step video for how to use YAMM and Gmail to send email to your customers. So this will come. I'm working on that video right now, actually. It was a request and it's coming. So, but it connects the two. I can make the email beautiful in my Gmail and then leave it as a draft. And then I go to my spreadsheet of all my customers on Google Docs, on Google Sheets, and I click on the YAMM plugin and select the draft from my email, and it sends all of my emails to my customers, but it sends them through my Gmail. So they literally get a one-on-one email from me. It's not 500 other people in the 2-line. It literally looks like it comes just from dawngetswaxy@gmail.com, and it's less likely to go to spam. I get way more interaction on email than I ever did before, and I can make them look cute. So I love that. I love that journey for me. So that's, I'll definitely talk about that. I'll definitely post that. And then these are just like loose things. I use Google Calendar for every reminder, every date, every launch, every training, all of it. And I set reminders because I don't remember yesterday, so I need to. I set the alerts, I set the thing. I use Google Calendar for all of it. It goes to my computer, it goes to my phone, it goes to my iPad, it goes to the Google Calendar website. Like, it all goes. So no matter where I am or how I want to look at it, I can see everything that's on my calendar. Okay, so I use Google Calendar. I know people have all sorts of fancy systems, fancy planners. Y'all be crazy. I don't know how you deal with it. So I like it mobile. Again, if I'm like anywhere, I can put anything into my Google Calendar and put a reminder. Like if I meet a new person, they want something, put in my Google Calendar, put a reminder on it so that when I get home, I send them something or reach back out to them, right? Like Google Calendar with alerts. Easy one. And then QuickBooks Self-Employed is another digital system I use for taxes and mileage. It's in one system. I know there's people who do different things, but I'm so sick of all y'all Scentsy people who get to tax time and are bitching on social media about how your taxes are a mess and they're so annoying to do and you hate your life. Who wants to do your job when you're bitching every year about your freaking taxes? Why would they come and do your job when you clearly hate it at least once a year? That's miserable. So find some sort of system. My nose is running. I'm sorry. Find some sort of system for your taxes. But mine is QuickBooks Self-Employed. It tracks my mileage in my car. I connect my bank accounts and credit cards that I use for Scentsy. It pulls all of them. And then literally it's a swipe system. You swipe left if it's personal and right if it's for Scentsy. And it makes a report at the end of the year. And I hand it to my tax lady. Highly recommend finding a CPA, by the way. Hand it to my tax lady. And that's the extent of my tax woes. It takes like 2 seconds. So, everyone else freaking out. I'm like, hey, I already turned it over. I already got my money back. And everyone else waiting for the last minute. Stop it. There are systems out there for your tax woes and your mileage woes. Okay. So QuickBooks Self-Employed on my list. And then, financials, getting money from people. I do not offer 500 things. I do not offer the Venmo and the PayPal and the Facebook and the blah, 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 blah. Tracking down all of that shit at the end of the year, obnoxious AF. So I offer one thing. I offer Square. It's it. That's all I got. It literally accepts everything, every card, at events, I can literally take my machine out there. They can tap their phone. They can tap their Apple Pay. They can do whatever they want, any sort of payment. And it does invoicing. So like when I tell people that, fill out something and I'll invoice you for it, it makes a really beautiful business looking, professional looking invoice. And all my financial stuff for my business is in one place. Square only. And then it pulls the reports at the end of the year of what went through Square, the fees, which are that the credit card running does, because that's a tax write-off. So it does all of that, and I hand it off to my tax lady. Best. So I'm just saying, simplify things. If you're offering 5 million options, you may think that's simple. It's not simple for you. It's not simple for you, and you're the business owner. And I promise you, whatever you decide to do in your business, your people will follow along. I promise. They will follow along. They will do whatever you ask of them if they really truly love you and want you to be their consultant. They will follow along. And then my last one, and this is just a sneaky, fun, ridiculous trick. Because when people are like, I can't find it on Workstation and I access it all the time, but then I can't find it on Workstation and Workstation's confusing. And one, spend some time, breathe for 5 seconds. It's not that bad. But when you have stuff from Workstation that you access often, there are 3 things that I always keep on my phone. I use the Kindle app because I just like how it functions better. But you could use iBooks, whatever reading tool is on your phone. I don't know what it is on. I'm sure there's some sort of books thing on Android too, but who uses an Android? Y'all crazy. So, but it's like iBooks or books on Apple. I use a Kindle app because then it syncs to all my Kindle things and I can see them from anywhere. But download the PDF, open the PDF in Workstation. Okay, open the PDF in Workstation. And then share it to your Kindle or Books app. And it'll save that PDF there. And then when somebody says that they want to know a price about something or like some random fact about something in product related, or a consultant comes to you and asks about an award or whatever, guess what? You go, instead of go digging through your Workstation, you go to your Books, Kindle, whatever app, and you pull up that PDF in about 0.2 seconds, and it's right at your fingertips. I always keep the current catalog, the current consultant training guide, and the current product training guide on my Kindle app. At minimum. And if there's other things that you love from Workstation that are in PDF form, you can do it with any of it. So if you love like the flyers specifically for any of the product lines, whatever, if it's a PDF on Workstation, you can save it to your Kindle/book app. And then it's at your fingertips all the time. And so then it's a great tip for team as well, who like to come to you and like ask you questions. And then their excuse for asking you and not going to Workstation is like, well, Workstation's really slow because the internet's not great by my work or whatever. Okay, well, you don't need the internet for the PDF to pop up on your phone. So like download it to your Kindle and it's always there. Cool. Literally step by step, open the PDF on Workstation, click the like little box with the arrow, like the send box that's at the bottom of the browser, and it'll be, I think it's like copy to, I will do this because this takes like 2 seconds. I'm on my phone, so I've got to do it on my iPad. Hold on. But it's fine because that's big. So if you go to Workstation and you pick whatever you want to pick, it doesn't really matter. But you go, and on iPad it's at the top. But if you click that little square with the arrow, right? It brings up all your options. And so it's like all the apps pop up. So pick books or Kindle. So I would just hit Kindle and it'll literally send it to my Kindle. That's it. Literally just open up whatever the thing is you want. Click that square with the arrow. Pick the Kindle or Books app. Done. That's it. Easiest thing ever. And so that's like one of my favorite, like stupid dumb tricks. But that is me checking off all of these things. I've officially checked off all my apps, and I know that probably felt like a lot and I probably went through it really fast, but like I said, you don't need to do all of them. It is just the ones that I currently use in my business, and find a lot of value in. I'm going to share them all in their own post here in a moment, as soon as I get off of here. So if you have questions, comment. I will come back and respond to them, I promise. But I'm going to go share all of this in its own post so you can come back and see it, and what they all do and all that stuff. So hopefully this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. And you learned something new or whatever today, or whatever, because yeah. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Have the best weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.